start a restaurant franchise. He didn't start selling a toy. He's never really even ventured into, with any type of great commitment, a business venture that wouldn't require working hand in hand with government. Let's move on here to Elon Musk. The boys are at it again, guys. First question, would you support a third party? Okay. And do you want Elon Musk to primary Republicans? Where do you line up on this right now? I think it's important to remember that Elon Musk implied that President Trump was potentially a pedophile, a sex offender, and then apologized. But we're back here now. So how far does your forgiveness extend? Or do you just think that Donald Trump is awful and he's accomplished nothing and this administration should be ousted? Let me know. I want to be clear about this. I was on Viva Fry and I think a couple of other shows. MAGA to me is just an extension of conservatism. Making America great again means returning us to the values that we seek to conserve. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. Okay? So MAGA to me, when people say, you're not MAGA, you're MAGA, means what is the best thing to do for the United States of America right now in 2025? That's what we should be doing.
Yeah.
What is the best thing to do for this country right now? And of course, sets us up for a better future. I don't think that creating a third party in a tantrum to pull away Republican votes qualifies. There's a lot of momentum right now, and I think losing it would be imprudent. So there's going to be, and I think CNN has been covering this live, there's going to be a vote-a-rama again on the big, beautiful bill, which is less beautiful right now because for some reason some Republicans don't want to boot illegal aliens off of Medicaid and off of social. Yeah, it's weird. And by the way, I don't know why Democrats are so mad about that. I thought they couldn't get it. Yeah. So final vote from the Senate expected today. Bill is likely to pass. Of course, as any other bill, it ends up getting chopped up and it ends up getting warped. But Elon Musk didn't just discuss that. He vowed to primary any, and before we run this clip, any Republican who votes for the bill. Okay, that's a problem because you'd have to believe that Elon Musk is inherently more virtuous than all of these Republicans, to be clear. And here's the other problem. Just watch the glee with which CNN covers this kind of infighting.
We begin tonight with what President Trump calls his big, beautiful bill, which could be headed for a final vote in the Senate after a long day of debating amendments to it and perhaps for some Republican members staring into the abyss. On the one hand, the president over the weekend managed to drive one opponent of the bill out of seeking another term. On the other, Elon Musk has just weighed in on anyone voting yes, quoting him now, every member of Congress who campaigned on reducing government spending and then immediately voted for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. And if that weren't enough, he adds, and they will lose their primary next year if it is the last thing I do on this earth. He also reiterated his call from 3 weeks ago for a new political party and says he would start one a day after the bill passes. Rock, meet, hard place.
Someone wrote that.
Yeah, they did.
Rock, meet, hard place. Got all of that one.
Yeah,
they told him not to say that before the show.
Yeah, like, don't say it. I'm going to say it. It's going to be good for us. It's going to work. So, again, remember, Elon Musk apologized 3 weeks ago for saying that Donald Trump was a pedophile and posting it for the world to see.
Can't just apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Now he's vowing to, and now to be clear, he's vowing to completely destroy President Trump's mandate. To be clear. Now, I am not asking you, is this bill perfect? I'm not even asking you, is this bill great? The question right now, if you are conservative or if you are MAGA, because people are using that as a litmus test now, is this good for America? Let's put the perfection of the bill on the shelf here for a second. Is it good for America for Elon Musk to primary people like Josh Hawley, Mark Wayne Mullen, Ted Cruz, Tim Scott, Marsha Blackburn? Think about that. Is it? And he also made this other promise that didn't cover on CNN. He said, if this insane spending bill passes, the America Party will be formed the next day. Our country needs an alternative to the Democrat-Republican Uniparty so that the people actually have a voice. And what better voice for the people than a billionaire from Blood Mines? That's exaggerating. But then he used the poll on X to justify it, saying, is it time to create a new political party? And 81% said yes and 19% no. Let me be clear about this. Do I think this is good for the United States of America? No, because in the absence of data, we'd be speculating. We're not. We're not. Third parties, they've been spoilers. okay? And they don't push this country forward. They just act as brakes. So in 2016, Trump versus Hillary, you maybe have Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, they took some votes away from Hillary in swing states. Yeah. Okay, that one's kind of fun. And who can forget the Pepsi versus Coke rivalry in 1999 where RC Cola took 12% of the vote?
RC Cola is not a sponsor of Louder with Crowder. RC Cola, we're still here.
Yeah, I guess so.
I didn't know about it.
Sort of.
Then 2000, you had Bush versus Gore. Ralph Nader got 1.6% of the Florida vote. Right? George W. Bush won Florida by 0.05%. Now, obviously, I would rather George W. Bush win than Al Gore, but that was a little bit of a mess. Then you look at 92. This is a big one. This is the most comparable to Elon Musk because you're talking about Ross Perot, who was a very, very wealthy man who believed he had the platform and could make it work. This was Bush versus Clinton. Ross Perot obviously helped Bill Clinton get elected. He pulled significant. Well, how much of the vote did Ross Perot pull?
It was a lot. It was like
18.9%.
It was 18.9%.
At least down here.
So nowhere near enough to be elected, but absolutely enough to guarantee that Bill Clinton would get elected. Let me ask you this. Do you think that Elon Musk's third party, do you honestly believe that it'll pull any votes at all away from the left? Because right now, the left can't stop stepping on rakes. The left can't get it right. The left is destroying itself. And really, this is your movement right now to lose. That doesn't mean that it's perfection. But you would be giving the left a gift if Elon Musk creates a party that pulls a comparable number, let's say, to Ralph Nader from the Republican Party. I get it. There are rhinos. There are people who should absolutely be voted out. People who've made my list, folks who don't want to take illegal aliens off of any type of social safety benefits. That, to me, is a national border. It's not a state border. You cease to be conservative. You cease to be MAGA. But to say that they are all the same, all right, and then we have a third party. You think that they're going to be beyond any type of corruption? It's just swapping out one problem, one disease for another.
All right, so the good news is we removed your cancer.
Okay.
And replaced it with Parkinson's.
Oh, that's not better.
I mean, a lot of people live with Parkinson's.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Michael J. Fox is killing it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to take a soda from them.
No.
By the way, just let me touch on the poll really quickly. I like that he...
Mark it.
Let me rephrase.
Why don't you slide up and down it there, Gerald?
Really quickly. You must have confidence.
You wrap your leg around that thing and climb on up.
Yeah.
I work with children. And I know it. Listen,
I got some money here.
The poll that Elon Musk put out, I like that he gets
the one you want to touch.
Those, and there's a lot of thank you. I like that there are a lot of people that participate, but how many of those people are American?
Right.
The poll is not necessarily exclusive to Americans. I don't think it's very representative.
And we've been very clear, too, that these polls are informal in the past.
And somebody else said support for a third party today. This may have been Mark Mitchell, 20%. Support on Election Day, less than 1%.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory.
It always changes. I go, what about Abraham Lincoln and the Whigs? Shut up.
And you said how many people would have pulled from the left? I would think it would pull quite a bit if it wasn't Elon Musk doing it.
Maybe. Yeah.
Because they really grew to hate him in the last year.
Absolutely.
They really hate him now.
It will only pull from the right. So in pragmatic terms, it can only serve to lose Republicans' elections. Both the bad Republicans and the good Republicans. And I know what you're going to say. There are no good politicians. Also, let's also keep this dynamic in mind. People say, well, who are you going to trust? Someone who's not in D.C. or lifelong politicians? Yeah, but that doesn't apply to Donald Trump, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. He was, before Elon Musk, he was the guy who was not a politician, and that's why people wanted to give it a shot. Say, hey, let's give this businessman a try. And by the way, has built companies in a very different way from Elon Musk, but we'll get to that. So now Donald Trump has said that he's pretty much done with Elon Musk, writing, Elon may get more subsidy than any human being in history by far. Wait, is it may or by far?
Well, I think
he may get more than anyone. He may. By far, absolutely does. And without subsidies, Elon would probably have to close up shop and head back home to South Africa. No more rocket launches, satellites, or electric car production in our country would save a fortune. Perhaps we should have Doge take a good hard look at this. Big money to be saved.
Oh, gosh.
And then Elon Musk responded. And this is what he's saying now. He's saying, I'm literally saying, cut it all now. But here's the thing. He's saying cut it all now. Sure. Here's my problem with Elon Musk. He says it after he's gotten his bag. He says it after when people talk, when Bernie Sanders says tech oligarchs, or he's not all wrong. Now he ignores the Meta, Facebook, X before Elon Musk, Google, Alphabet, he ignores all Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. He ignores all of it and lasers in on one tech example. But I will say this, when I'm thinking of an oligarch, I'm thinking of someone who pretty much has to work hand in hand with government so their business receives favoritism, unlike the mom and pop shops. I can't think of anyone who qualifies more than Elon Musk. So, okay, this year Tesla spent a few $100,000, couple $100,000 lobbying for EV policies. But just last month, Tesla Energy posted on X, abruptly ending the energy tax credits would threaten America's energy independence and reliability of our grid. And then Elon Musk amplified a post calling the ending of solar subsidies to be unjust. So only a month ago, just to be clear, guys, and no matter where you line up, truth does matter, check the references. Elon Musk a month ago wants your tax dollars to fund and subsidize a non-functional technology as far as what we would need solar to do. You want to put solar panels on your house? Absolutely, individually. To run a city? Can't be done right now. If you look at the businesses that Elon Musk has gone in, you look at electric cars, subsidies. You look at AI, you look at things like Neuralink, you look at what he's doing in exploring space, you look at solar energy. All of them require, if not subsidies, at least tax breaks and big government contracts. He hasn't started a restaurant franchise. He didn't start selling a toy. He's never really even ventured into, with any type of great commitment, a business venture that wouldn't require working hand in hand with government. My issue is that I just don't think it's honest, because a month ago he was telling you can't be mad about Solyndra and say, yeah, I want to follow Elon Musk's party because he's pro-liberty. Keep in mind, his companies have received $38 billion in subsidies and contracts over the last 2 decades. A third of Tesla's profits are basically from selling regulatory credits.
Jeez.
And here's the thing, too. What you have to understand is, hey, you know how you guys hate a lot of green require these sort of EPA regulations in your car, like that auto shut-off button that just bothers everybody.
Worst.
Yeah, it's terrible for your car. Or, big reason that the V8s went away and some of the new emission standards, right? You know that a big part of that is Elon Musk. A big part of that is people pushing for green electric cars, and so they were all too happy to try and drive gasoline cars and manufacturers out of business by making it so cost intensive that everyone goes, all right, I guess we'll go to electric. I get that Elon Musk has said now, I've supported ending all EV credits because it would be advantageous for Tesla. Sure, but Tesla wouldn't have ever become Tesla if not for that. Like, let's be really clear about it. And if you want to look at his history of political support, okay, you want to join you're MAGA. I'm conservative. Let's say you're conservative or you're MAGA. You want to join the third party and support the man, Elon Musk, the party created by the man who supported in 2004, I believe that he pushed for John Kerry in 2007, supported the Republican Congressional Committee, but also Obama, Hillary in 2011, the DNC, Obama, 2015, Hillary. You look at 2020, Biden, 2022. You guys may have forgotten this, and I like DeSantis. He bought X, and the very first thing he did was try and push DeSantis. And it didn't, so when people say he's the one who made President Trump to be the president, like it was a coronation from Elon Musk, he tried it with DeSantis. It didn't work. Yeah. This is a guy who has a long-standing history of supporting Democrats, of supporting leftist policies, of supporting subsidies. And maybe now he's turned over a new leaf and he believes in free market enterprise, but he wasn't a month ago. You want to join that third party? Do you think that's what's best for America in 2020? I don't think that Elon Musk cares if it's best for America. I genuinely don't. I really don't think that he's looking at this saying this is what's best for America. Because even if you think this bill sucks, you still would be able to come to the conclusion it's not best for America to get rid of all Republicans, the only sort of stopgap that we have. You're still here on YouTube. Remember when we could say whatever we wanted on YouTube and people didn't have to censor out words like gay? See, even that, right? That's not even a swear word. Or the word sex. Even if you're just talking about it, you're not saying anything profane. That's why I live stream on Rumble, 5 days a week. Go subscribe over there on Rumble, where you get the live show every single day. If you're still using this archaic form of delivery for information on YouTube, I don't want to judge, but your father hates you.